Hey guys, I'm back, and I'm sorry it's been, I think, about 3 weeks. I've been really super busy over the holidays and stuff, and I also got really sick. So I'm finally over that, and I'm back to film a video. And no better way to start off my 2013 with my top books of 2012. And I have 11 here, but the 12th book I actually don't have, so I can try to insert a picture if I can, but anyway, you probably know what it is anyway, so let's just get started. Number 12 would probably have to be my Angus Songs in Full Frontal Snogging, and also, on the bright side, I Am Now the Girlfriend of a Sex God. I love these books. They are hilarious, and the main character I absolutely adore, and I can't wait to read all the rest of them because they're probably going to be in my top again, so I love these books. Number 11, I actually didn't like at first because I went into it thinking something completely different, and I thought it was going to be about something, of course, completely different. But now that I think about it, I actually really enjoyed the story, and it is Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children by Ransom Riggs. And I really did not like this the first time I read it. It wasn't scary like I went into it thinking it would be. I thought it was going to be a horror novel when it turned out to be kind of almost like a fantasy, like a high fantasy kind of book. If you haven't read this, there are really, on the back it shows, yeah, it's just really creepy. And then these pictures, I think you can see that. Like, it's so weird. So I was going into it thinking that it was going to be very disturbing, like, that I like. But it wasn't, but I really still like this story. I think I'm going to reread it in 2013 just because I will have a different mindset going into it. This next book I have not mentioned in any of my videos just because I read it before I even started filming, and it is Hold Still by Nina LaCour, I think is how you say her last name, don't hold me to it, but it was really, really good. I read this, I think, really, really fast because it was just so amazing. This book is about a girl whose best friend passes away and leaves behind her journal, and it's basically like a guide to the main character's life, and it helps her with, her relationships, her family. It's a really cool book, and she learns the side of her best friend that she never really knew. So I definitely recommend this. It was such an amazing read, and I have not seen this read by like anybody else that I know of, so I definitely recommend it. This next book is The 10 Things We Did and Probably Shouldn't Have by Sarah Mlynowski. It was hilarious, and I think the main character was awesome. In these type of books, I usually don't like the main character, but she was very relatable almost, and I think the whole story was just kind of a party. Basically, the whole story was a party, and it was just awesome. I think any girl would love to be in her situation, so reading about it was just so much fun. I haven't been numbering these, so this is 8, and it is Crank by Ellen Hopkins. The next book is Crank by Ellen Hopkins. I read this, I think, in 2010, then I reread it in 2011, and then I reread it again in 2012. It is one of my favorite books of all time. Ellen Hopkins is such an amazing writer, and she writes in verse if you didn't know, which I'm sure you already do, but she is just so amazing, and she just paints such an amazing picture in her books, and this one is probably one of my favorites of all time. I really liked all of her other ones, but I think this one's probably one of my favorites, and I think this is probably one of the most popular ones of them all. So yeah, this definitely deserves to be in my top probably every year now. Something totally just flew in my yard, and that scared me. What in the world? Okay, the next book I have is 20 Boy Summer by Sarah Auchler, and I went into this probably like everyone else went into this thinking that it was just going to be a light summer read, and I actually read this over the summer, and it was completely different than what I thought it was going to be. I don't want to really say what this is about. I don't know if it would be giving anything away, but I just definitely recommend you read this. It is so much more than what you think it's going to be. I actually bought this a long time ago wanting it to be just a summer read for me, and I lost it. I don't know what happened to it, but I bought it again after I think I watched a review on it and really found out what the story, and then I really found out what the story was about, so I had to go buy it again, and I'm very happy I did because it's amazing. The next book I have is Bitter End by Jennifer Brown. I've mentioned this a lot, so I'm not going to go in too much detail, but this definitely deserves to be in my top 12 just because it was such an amazing read. I read it in one day. I read But I Love You, and I don't really remember who it's by, but I have it on my e-reader, and I read that and I did not enjoy it that much. So if you're in the same boat as me and if you read But I Love You and didn't really enjoy it, this is kind of the same concept, but in my opinion it's a completely different ballpark. This was so much more amazing. I love this story so much. 12, 11, 10, 9. 9, 10, 11, 12. I think I'm getting all my numbers mixed up, but whatever. The next book I have is The Perks of Being a Wallflower by Stephen Chbosky. I think this is in everyone's top 12, so I'm not even going to go into it. It was just such a good book, and I loved Charlie. Oh, I just fell in love with him. He's the best character ever, so yeah, definitely this one. So the next book I have is This Is Not a Test by Jennifer Brown. No, it's not. Gosh, I'm getting so mixed up. So the next book I have is This Is Not a Test by Courtney Summers. It is a zombie book / contemporary, just mixed into one beautiful, beautiful book. I think that Courtney Summers' writing is amazing, and I have yet to read more of her books. I have, I think, 2 of her other ones that I have not read yet, but I am going to get on that in 2013 because she is amazing. One of my top favorite authors of all time. So I definitely recommend this one if you really like the whole zombie type scene along with contemporary. This is an amazing mix. The next one, I shouldn't even say just because I think everyone has this one in their collection and in their top. Like along with whoa. I cried so many times during this. There was a part I just had to shut the book and cry myself to sleep. I have never felt that way during a story before. I've cried during a story, but not as much as this, you know. I think I sobbed. I really think I sobbed. What is outside? I don't know what that is. The next book I don't have with me, like I said, and it's kind of a funny story by Nev Vizzini. He is my #1 favorite author ever. I've read all of his books except his brand new one that just came out, which is The Other Normals. I'm wanting that one so bad, and it's actually available on my e-reader, but it's about $12, so I really want it so bad. But anyway, that is definitely my #2. I love that story so much. I've read it so many times. That is probably my most reread book ever. So if you have not read that, read it, read it, read it, because oh my gosh, so good. And now finally, my #1 book of 2012, and it is Divergent by Veronica Roth. This actually got me really, really into the whole dystopia scene and stuff like that. I have yet to read the second one. I say that with every one of my books, but I have yet to read the second one. I own it, and it is beautiful. They are both so beautiful, and I hear they're making a third one. Oh my gosh, like all these feelings about this book are like coming out right now. It was such an amazing story. I love this more than I love The Hunger Games, and I actually really enjoyed The Hunger Games, but definitely, oh my gosh, this one just wins, obviously, since it's my #1. And I think mostly everybody has read this story and actually really liked it. I have yet to see somebody who didn't like it at all. Just every aspect of this book, every single page was just perfect. I love this story so much. And I don't know why I haven't read the second one yet. I'm probably going to have to reread this one just because I have actually started the second one a while back and was confused like through most of it just because it was a long time since I've read the first one. I really need to read the second one just because the third one, oh my gosh, I love this. I'm speechless. I love this. So that was my top 12 books of 2012, and I hope you guys enjoyed. I love making videos like this. I love watching videos like this. And I'm definitely going to get back to the swing of things, like making videos and stuff, just because I haven't made them in a long time. And yeah, so I really hope you guys enjoyed that. I'm blabbering, so I'm just going to end this video, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.